It all began with a simple purchase. An Echo Dot. I plugged it in as I got ready for my day. Curious about what it could do, I requested, "Alexa, play songs from the year 1984.
Playing music from 1984.
I was hooked. Could this be the greatest year of music ever?
Welcome to the greatest year of music ever. This is Bryan Cook, your host, and beside me is...
This is Shane Rollo.
Yeah, and today would be the year that you chose as the greatest year of music ever. Shane, why is this the greatest year of music ever?
Well, you know, when you initially asked me that question, a lot of years back, you know, just came rushing to my mind, you know, 1967, well, 84, actually, the one that you said as well. There was
wait, how old were you in 1967?
I wasn't, but you know, I would spend a lot of time. I went through this phase for actually a couple of years where I was listening to nothing but from like 1975 music down, just for for the influence of it.
I did too. There's something like a simpler time back then. Believe it or not, I asked my 24-year, well, he's about to be 24-year-old son. I said, "What's the greatest year of music?" You know, just kind of getting some information. He goes, "It'd be in the 1960s. And I'm like, What do you know about the 1960s? You know, and just, you know,
it was the summer of love, man.
Yeah, obviously so.
Yeah, well, there was quite a baby boom after that. But no, you know, then when I thought about 1994, you know, I got to thinking, you know, this was a huge year for music because this was this transition period between what we call glam metal or, you know, whatever you have. Well, you know, you had the onset of the hair metal and this, that, and the other coming through there as well. But anyway, and then all of a sudden here comes, actually, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, you know, Nirvana kind of got this whole thing started, you know, a couple of years before. And, and this new alternative style came out and it was just, I'm sure the record companies were very pleased with their sales on it, you know.
Oh, no doubt. But you know, all of a sudden, well, I mean, let's think about what glam rock was. I mean, you had grown men with hairy chests, wearing leather and spandex and makeup.
Yeah, the long haired,
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, what is up with this?
And that was socially acceptable at the time.
It was. There was actually a commercial that came out and said that, you know, that these people became so rich that they bought the best in female clothing.
Yeah.
But they were. I mean, and nobody thought they were gay.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, a lot of them actually were, but never came out of the closet, but for the majority, they weren't.
Matter of fact, they were the one getting all the chicks.
And they were.
Yeah, they shared makeup and Aquanet.
I guess they did, you know. I'm sure maybe their eyeliner and as well, you know.
Oh, well, and it was, I mean, and I was taken in by it, you know. I mean, I had the Motley Crue and I had and all these things. And now there were several. I know that one of the reasons you gave for 1994 was because of the concerts.
Oh, wow. That was an amazing year for concerts. I mean, in my lifetime, you know, I've been to many, many, many concerts, played many, many concerts. But, you know, in 94, it was like an awakening for me because, I've been to a lot of shows before that, but that was when I really realized that's what I want to do for a living right there.
Yeah. You know, when you think about it, I mean, from this side, from looking at you, like, what else would you get to play guitar or play drums or sing for a living? Yeah. And like, you don't go clock in on a clock.
And make very good money doing it.
Yes. And you know, they made good money because they were talking to you like, this guy uses $1,000 worth of cocaine a week. And I thought, well, I would use it to buy other guitars and stuff. I'm like, you idiot.
Doubt.
But, and so, you know, they were making money. It's just the lifestyle. It was just, it's kind of the dream of, yeah, absolutely. Okay, now,
just off since you mentioned this just a second ago about buying guitars and all, I got a trivia question for you. Who owns the largest guitar collection of anyone in the world?
Billy Squier.
No, sir. Close in the same era.
Wait. Do I have a second guess?
You do have a second guess. I'll even give you a third.
Okay, so it's not Billy Squier, because I remember Billy Squier talked about having like 100 or so, you know.
All right, that's no ballpark.
Okay, would it? Well, Eddie Van Halen would be one, but it's probably not him because that'd be too obvious. I get one more, right?
One more, and you strike three. You're out.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost.
Okay. I was shocked myself, you know, when I actually looked it up. Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick has over 400 guitars.
Really? And you don't think of him as being the guitarist. Matter of fact, you say, who's the guitarist during that time? You're like, did he even play guitar? You know?
Yeah.
Rick Nielsen.
When I look back, and think of Cheap Trick, the only song that comes out to me is the I Want You to Want Me song.
Yeah, well, and they also had that other song too, that Surrender. Yeah. And you know, and back in the day when that came out, I was like, that's not real rock and roll.
Right.
But now that I'm getting arthritis and stuff like that, I'm like, that's real rock and roll.
You better believe it. We're getting off subject from 1994 now, but
yes, we are. Okay, well, yeah, and one of the bands that was back then, there was an album that came out. The album was called "Push Comes to Shove" by a band by the name of Jackyl,
out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Really?
Really?
I did not know that.
They were from Atlanta, Georgia. There
was actually rock metal bands out of Atlanta, Georgia.
There have been some very amazing bands. A modern day band, you know, in this era that plays Southern rock they're from Atlanta, Georgia, and they are really good. And if y'all get the chance to go see them, please do. Or if you haven't heard them, look them up. They're called Blackberry Smoke.
Blackberry Smoke.
Yes. Give them a listen. These guys they remind me a lot of like the Black Crowes, or maybe, they've just got a real Southern grit to them. Very good band. But anyway,
Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah, they are very good. What turned me on to Jackyl is we went to Boutwell Auditorium. Now, think about this. Concerts at Boutwell, you know how long ago that's been.
I love Boutwell.
And I can't remember for the life of me who they were opening for, but here comes this band out. I'd never heard of them, anything about them. They came out and they're rocking the house, you know. And the lead singer, Jesse James Dupree, was just an amazing front man. Well, to end the show, all of a sudden he brings a chainsaw out on stage. And I'm sitting there watching like, okay, well, what is this all about? He cranks it up and does his little, you know, warm-up thing with it. They kick into this blues song, and he's playing chainsaw solo to it. And he goes through the song, does the entire chain solo. All right, at the end of it, he's slinging it around like Leatherface, you know, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm thinking, you know, there's a blade on there. They brought a bar stool out, set it down, and he chopped it into pieces.
He didn't do it he did it with a live chain.
A live chainsaw blade.
Man.
Swear to God.
See, looking on the, you know, when we do research for these shows, we go into some more the scholarly, places like Wikipedia.
Yes,
and on Wikipedia, Jesse James Dupree, it says vocals, chainsaw.
And he
That's
does.
why he plays a chainsaw.
And he actually plays a mean chainsaw.
Like everything is fun and games until someone gets cut or he runs out of gas. And then all of a sudden, concert's over.
I want to know where he came up with this idea. The only thing I can think of, do you remember when Van Halen did the Pound Cake song?
Yes.
And he starts it off with the drill. Yeah, maybe he got it from that. I don't know, but it was original.
No doubt about. Well, that was the decade of the home improvement.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. We said, I mean, but I remember the video. There was a music video with him playing the chainsaw. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what song it was. Was it just the one song?
The Lumberjack song is the name of it. The Lumberjack song.
Oh, okay. Now, the Lumberjack song would have been on the first album, right?
It was on the first one, yes. That was the first time I seen them. Then their second album, which actually came out in 94, was Push Comes to Shove.
I know. Now, what was so good about Push Comes to Shove?
Well, I'm going to tell you, a lot of bands had this problem back in that era, and I'm sure they probably still do. Their first album will come out and just be amazing. And their second one will come out and be, and then it kind of, they kind of die out. It was good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't up to the standards of their first album. Now, they had one song on there called Secret of the Bottle that I still play at my shows, as an acoustical version. I think it's just great.
No, that was not an acoustic song, though, was it?
It was not. It is, but it kind of kicks in a little, as it goes along, but I just keep it acoustic and,
Okay.
But
see, I'm trying to, going back, the only thing I can remember seeing him is that with the chainsaw solo on the video, and that was it. And that was the extent of my Jackyl experience.
Really?
And
you should really go back and check them out.
Well, normally I do. Like I said, that's one of the beauties of.
They had some good success with one single that did very well on the radio. That's a song called Down on Me.
Would that be on the first album?
Their first album, yeah. And they had a little bit of a radio play off their second one in 94, the Push Comes to Shove.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I wonder what they're doing now. That's a funny story you asked that. Do you remember, I can't remember what channel on the, satellite it was on, because I'm not a TV person at all. Mm-hmm. But they had the Full Throttle Bar and Grill in Sturgis. And Jesse James Dupree was part owner of that. Really?
Yes, and they had a reality show there that went for a while, but of course the Full Throttle burned down like a year or two ago. So now
I party too hard.
I guess so. It can happen.
You can't have anything nice.
That is right. But yes, they are still around.
Okay. Now, they're still playing?
Yes. I seen not too long ago, they were playing somewhere. I don't think they're doing like all out touring.
Yeah.
Like they used to, but they're doing, random shows here and there.
Well, you know what we could do? We could just go to the El Google and look.
We can do that.
And look at they have grown up.
They have.
I see gray hair. Yeah, that's gray hair.
I'm not sure they have mentally, but yes, they've grown up.
Well, there's a lot of us that haven't grown up mentally. And you can buy tickets. Okay. And guess what? There's a 25th anniversary CD that's out.
Really?
Yeah, look at that. Okay, wait. Here we go. Tour dates. Well, it says they're playing in Reading, PA on March 15th.
Cool.
Versailles, Ohio. Does that sound right? When they coming to?
I guess.
When they come to Jasper, Alabama?
Well, I don't see them coming to Jasper, Alabama. I'm not sure. Auditorium with them.
All right, we're still talking about Push Comes to Shove.
Push Comes to Shove.
I can't remember what was the last time we said.
Oh, honestly,
I
really don't. Actually, you were looking up tour dates for.
Yes, I was.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who are listening that are trying to figure out why sound like we're having senior moments, it's because we just got cut off.
Well, actually, what it is, we're getting so old, or Alzheimer's kicks in and we forget what we're doing.
Yeah, we meet new friends every day.
We do, every day. Always the nicest folks, too.
Well, some of them are.
Some of them.
I'm like, I don't remember him being that mean.
Yeah.
But you know that they're touring, but they're not touring long out. It's like they're going around their a certain area. What you were talking about going to Jasper? They're not coming anywhere near Alabama.
No.
Yes. So they've obviously. We were talking about this earlier about as you get older, you don't necessarily want to be on the road. That's been
my thing too. I used to love to go on the long tours and all, but as the older I get, it's just like we're going to be going how many days?
Yeah, and like you don't have your bed,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have home cooking, which
when I'm on the road, I don't eat a whole lot anyway. But
yeah,
we'll not talk about anything else about that.
I got you. You probably consume other stuff.
I do. Okay. I am on a liquid diet.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not like 200 pounds.
I know it is crazy, huh?
Yeah. Which actually you're pretty tall. You could be 200 pounds and still be okay.
Yeah, I'm actually almost at it right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm racing you. I'm at 170. So.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
I cannot imagine that.
No, And yeah, cause I was like 115 forever.
You were, yeah.
And just could not gain weight.
Can I tell this story? I've got to tell this story.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I can't remember the time frame. I want to say 92, possibly 93. Me and Mr. Bryan Cook were sack boys at a local grocery store.
A very prestigious grocery store.
Very prestigious. Mm-hmm. Yes. And we done this for quite a while, I think. But yeah, just to see him. And what the whole point of the story is, we had these little red aprons we had to wear. And most folks, they would throw the strings around your back and tie it behind your back. Bryan could double his.
Yes.
This is no lie. I still remember this.
Oh, it was a beanpole.
Oh, wow.
And I could not gain weight. I mean, no matter what I did, I couldn't gain weight. I was wormy. But man, and I remember that red apron I left at my Mercury Topaz. Somebody got word that I had a system in my car, went in there and stole that apron and my radio and the amp out of my car.
Now, you know what? I could get over the radio and the amp, but somebody stole your apron.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's just going too far.
There was I was so dumb. I was so dumb. Cause you put your tips in there. This is back in the days when you tipped your bag boy,
And we made good money doing that.
We did. We really did. Because in that apron, I figured out I had about $60 when they sold me $60 worth of $1 bills and change. That was like a stripper.
Yes.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was over. I mean, we made really good money there.
We did.
To be so young. All the memories.
Yeah, there were a lot of memories there.
Well, there was another album back in 1994, and this was my choice because it was something that you ever had an album just change your DNA?
Yes, definitely.
You know what I'm saying about that? Like once you listen to it, you're like, I got to have some more of this.
Yeah, I'll never be the same.
Yeah, and just like you'll never go back to the way you were. Mellow Gold was the album, and Beck was the one that sent it, that would put it out that year.
Definitely remember this.
Yeah, and most people remember the song Loser.
Yes.
But the rest of the album, when I tell you the rest of the album was, I say better. But when I go back and listen to these albums, I will actually skip over Loser and go to the other songs.
Oh, wow.
Because, I mean, there's just, I don't know if you know this, but he is a folk player.
I can see that.
Yeah. If you ever listen to his acoustic stuff, I mean, it's just beautiful. He's a great songwriter. And even,
Loser was
Go
kind
ahead.
of a,
that was a joke.
yeah, I mean, I get that now, but when it first came out, I hated the song.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a joke. I mean, in reality, because they said, why don't you write a song like a rap song? And he was like, I'll give you a rap song. And he wrote this song as a joke about rap, and it was his biggest hit.
Yeah. Actually, I pulled that song up the other day. I was going to play it on my show, my radio show on Rocky South Radio, Tampa Bay FM. And I was actually going to play it. And I looked it up on YouTube just to listen to it again. And I can't tell you the exact number, but it was like 63 to 64 million views. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. He's got matter of fact, he's the only artist that I've consistently bought the albums that come out.
Right.
You remember I told you about Ozzy, that we parted ways at Osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was the biggest Ozzy fan ever. But Beck, even in my old age, I mean, he's still got a new album out now. And I'll tell you, now, not saying that all his stuff is good. I don't think all his stuff is good. I've gotten his albums, and I'll be like, and I'll listen to it a couple times, I'm like, But the last one that came out, this Colors album, is actually really good.
See, I had no idea he was still recording. Or how many albums does he have now?
I don't know. I mean, he's hold on a sec. I'll tell you real quick. Beck albums.
I actually have heard stories before that he would, when they would go into the studio, he would purposely blindfold his musicians just so they would miss notes.
Really? That sounds freaky.
I've heard that.
That sounds like a sex freak or pervert.
Well, as a professional guitarist, I played guitar so many years, I don't even have to look down at it anymore,
Yeah.
But you think about it, if you took that option away with a blindfold,
you got to play with feel.
You're going to make a mistake here or there.
Yeah, but you got to feel your way around.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense for his style of music,
Yeah, he has 13 studio albums.
Really?
Yeah, when I'm looking here, it says he's got 13 studio albums, 1 compilation album, 38 music videos, 3 EPs, 44 singles, 1 remix album, 39 collaborations, 14 soundtracks, and 15 demos.
Wow,
yeah.
That's a heck of a career.
Yeah, and he was in acting for a while. I mean, not acting, but modeling. He was a model.
Okay, now wait. Now say you lost me there. I've seen pictures of Beck.
I know. But somebody paid him to model, and I guess the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
I may have a chance after all. Everybody said I had a face for radio, but I may have a chance.
Absolutely. I mean, I think back to when the 80s, when they had the little troll dolls, they were the ugliest thing, and the people loved them. I thought, finally, there's a place for everybody. But I mean, understand he's been busy, and I am. And my wife says I'm a Beck fanboy, but I will lay down one of his albums.
Yeah,
I listen to it. But going back to that Mellow Gold album, when you get past the song "Loser," which was a joke. I mean, it was a joke, and it was his biggest hit. You get on in there, and there is some folk. There is some like blues. There is he's using some hip hop samples, and just understand this.
Was this also the album that 2 turntables and a microphone was on, or is that
no, that was actually on. Oh my goodness, the one with the dog that's jumping over, that little fluffy dog. I can see it in my head. Anyway, but yeah, that was. And you see, what he does is that he'll do an album of a certain genre of music. And like that album with 2 turntables and a microphone, he had a bunch of like funky grooves. That was his thing, is funky grooves. That album, let me tell you about that album. Okay. You're going to make me have to Google it. All right. The Beck album with a dog. That's how you do it in Google. We're professional Google artists.
Off the subject of that, I'll tell you another song from that era that I looked up, and I was blown away by the views. I'm telling you, it was up near 300 million.
Was that your new song that you came out?
Do what now?
Was that your song that you just published?
No, I hadn't got up to that just yet. We're working on it.
Okay, I'll keep clicking on it. How about that?
But the song, and I think it actually was 94 that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, was that Four Non-Blonde song? What's up or something like that?
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
And it was ungodly, the views that song has had.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, that was, I know what it is. It is us old people. I say us. It is like, because my kids think I'm old. We're trying to recapture part of our youth, and we're going back. And that's the beauty.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, you explain it then.
I'm not having a midlife crisis. No, I mean, I've been on this thing lately. Like I said, I went on that kick years ago. I went and did the 60s thing and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get more into new modern music, which is very hard because I'm not young anymore, but not old.
Well,
but,
I'm trying to keep an open mind. Like, I listen to my kids when they tell me about a band that comes out. And I listen to it. Now, a lot of times it won't stick, but every once in a while they will give me something that sticks. And so it gives me hope that I'm not too old.
Me too. Because my son, he has turned me on to My Chemical Romance. What is the other one? The Theory of a Dead Man.
Theory of a Dead Man. Yeah.
Some of these are pretty good.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes, Avenged Sevenfold. I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not totally hopeless. You know what I'm saying? There's still, there was actually, what was the last thing that, let me just, okay, and you're going to think is the weirdest thing. There is Superorganism. And
Superorganism.
That is the name of the band. And the girl that sings for them looks like she's about 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
But it's weird. It's kind of like alternative, and my 16-year-old, he was like, have you heard of these people? And I'm like, no. And it got to where it's not my kind of music, but it does kind of entrance me. And all of a sudden I'm in my truck listening to it, and then I'm on my phone listening to it, and I'm like, oh,
it's contagious, almost.
Yeah. There's a groove in it, Yeah. So like I get that groove, and I get in the, nobody's, this is the thing. Nobody in that group is what you would consider to be talented.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, nobody in there is going to wail on a guitar.
A lot of bands, and I'll pick on them. In the 70s, they weren't super talented, but they just played the right thing at the right time, And, there were so many one-hit wonders, that all through the years, and it still goes on today. They're not just super talented, but they came up with that right groove, the right melody, just everything to make the song work.
I'm going to break in here real quick. We had some technical issues as far as our connection, and then the last part of that recording got cut off. But I did want to give us our contact information. Of course, I'm Brian. You can see what I'm doing on preacherbrian.com. Again, that's preacherbrian.com. Spell the Brian with a Y. Also, Shane, you can find him on Facebook. You can look up Shane Rollo Music, and you can message him anytime on there. And also, keep up with what he's doing as far as his new album and the recording. Also, you go to the Facebook page, the greatest year of music ever. There's actually a Facebook page, and it's got our little graphic that Shane did up, and you can message us with any kind of ideas. For instance, if you think 1992 would be the great, I don't know why you think 1992, but one of the years you suggest it, but you got to give me a reason why. And also, as we mentioned earlier before it got cut off, if you've got money, like thousands of dollars, you can send that, or millions, as Shane said, send that to support the show. But if you don't, there's a simple solution to that: share, and then subscribe. Go on iTunes, make comments. That's why you promote the show. Tell your friends and family about it so that the word will get out. So that'd be a lucrative thing. But anyway, get in contact with us. Let us know what you think. and we'll see you next week.